Right. So Tracie, first of all, thank you so much for donating your time today and doing the staged reading. Can you tell me a little bit about why you wanted to get involved?
You know, I just think that the work that the East Los Angeles Women's Center does is so important, and anything I can do to support their endeavors, I'm happy to do. It's very important for women to have a safe place, to be supported, and to be allowed to be women, and to be allowed to have all of the wonderful things, talk about all the wonderful things about womanhood, and all the troubling things, and to have support and help, you know, because things aren't always easy. So anything I can do to help women who need help, I'm happy to be involved in. And when they told me about the specific reading, these words by Patricia Steffi really moved me. They were very humanizing, and they were very galvanizing to the plight of the American woman. So I was really, really, just on an artistic level, happy to come in and read these words, and to do it for such a good organization, a great cause, is always something that I'm down to do.
Awesome. And why did you choose the pieces? Can you tell us a little bit about the pieces you read and why you chose the specific ones?
You know what, it's funny. I went about this a different way. I actually allowed the pieces to be chosen for me, rather than choose one, because I can never pick, because I would love them all. And the pieces I did were expectations about, and it's really interesting how you can be bogged down by somebody else's expectations, and it's very human. It's not just a woman's plight, but as a woman, we have specific expectations placed on us. And that one really, really spoke to me, and I was really glad that they chose that one for me to do. The other one is perspectives, and it's interesting, you know, when you start to get a little bit older in your life, and you realize that, oh, when you were 20, you felt a certain way about things, and when you're 40, you feel a certain way about things, and when you're 70, you will feel a different way. And I just thought it was a really interesting piece on our expectations of ourselves and our lives and our development as human beings. And it was funny and witty and smart and honest, and I really enjoyed it, and I loved, you know, my piece. That piece actually had me interacting with other women on stage, which is always fun, because it can be very lonely speaking by yourself for a long period of time. So it was interesting to people listen and to play off of each other, and I think it ended up coming out really well. People seem to really receive it well. So.
And what piece out of the entire script, if not one of yours, just in general, do you feel like maybe spoke most personally to you?
There was the one, I can't even remember the name of it, because I also did an experiment where I didn't read the other ones. I wanted to hear them fresh today, so I don't really remember the titles. But there was one about the egg freezing one. That one really, really spoke to me. Because there are things that you expect out of your life, and you think your life is going to go a certain way, and then suddenly you look up and you didn't do any of the things that you planned on doing by a certain amount of time. And I was like, did I talk to somebody when they wrote this piece? Because I feel like it's just my experience, and that's fantastic. I love that one. I love the worry one. I'm a master of worry. And the one about suing fairy tales, because that one, I actually have that conversation all the time. And I'm like, where is Prince Charming? He was supposed to show up, and he wasn't who he said he was. So somebody has to pay.
Right.
So I don't know if we have to stop telling fairy tales to these little girls and tell them the harsh reality, and maybe people will be bitter and jaded by the time they're 12, or I don't know how we fix that. But they really spoke to me. But they all really did speak to me. But those 3 other ones in particular really stood out to me as like, yeah, that's me.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.